Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of numismatics as we explore the top 40 most valuable ultra-rare Lincoln 1-cent pennies. Some of these coins are worth millions of dollars. If you're a coin collector or just curious about what makes these little pieces of history so valuable, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and we have something really special in store. We're talking about a coin that's been making waves in the market, the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark, and get this. Its current market value has skyrocketed to an astonishing $86,922. Can you believe it? Yeah, a single penny might just be worth a fortune. So, let's rewind the clock a bit. First off, why is the 1973 Lincoln penny even a big deal? Well, it starts with a little bit of U.S. mint history. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, was first introduced back in 1909, designed by Victor D. Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the design has evolved, but Lincoln has remained on the obverse, the front of the coin, making this one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. In 1973, these pennies were struck in three main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the key: pennies minted in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark. So if you come across a penny from 1973 with no mint mark, that's a strong indicator it was minted in Philadelphia. Okay, so here's the million-dollar question: why is this seemingly ordinary penny, which was struck in the millions, worth so much money? There are a few reasons. First, even though millions were made, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is extremely rare. Most pennies get used, scuffed up, and passed around, but if you can find a 1973 penny that's still in mint state or nearly perfect condition, its value soars. Now, add to that any unique error or flaw, and we're talking about something even more special. Coin collectors pay top dollar for these high-quality, or error coins. Imagine holding a penny that survived 50 years without so much as a scratch. That's where the big money comes in. But this particular penny, which was sold for an incredible $86,922, wasn't just any old coin. It was graded at MS-67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. That's near perfection. For those unfamiliar with grading, MS-67 means that the coin is almost flawless under magnification. The only thing holding it back from an even higher grade are the tiniest imperfections that are barely visible to the naked eye. So, why has the value jumped so high? One word: demand. Over the last few years, the word for years could actually be a hidden gem worth tens of thousands. Let's look at the numbers. In recent years, auctions for the 1973 no-mint mark penny have been seeing increasingly high bids. In fact, the most expensive one sold for $86,922 at auction. That's right, a penny that could have been sitting in your pocket change is now worth more than a brand new luxury car. But remember, these high values come down to a coin's condition, rarity, and desirability among collectors. Not every 1973 penny is worth that much, but if you've got one in superb condition, you might want to consider getting it graded. Now, let's talk about how you can check if you have one of these valuable coins. First, grab any 1973 penny you have. If there's no mint mark under the date, then it was minted in Philadelphia, which is your first clue. Next, examine its condition. Does it look like it's been through a lot? Is it scratched up, or does it still have that shiny, brand new appearance? The more pristine, the better. To truly understand its value, you'll want to have it professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They'll analyze the coin's condition and give it a grade on the mint state, MS scale. Once graded, you'll know exactly how much your penny could be worth. And who knows? Maybe you've been carrying around a small fortune without even realizing it. So why does this specific penny stand out among all the others? Aside from its rarity, it's part of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Design Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. For many collectors, this design represents an era of American history, and coins from the early 1970s, especially in high-grade condition, have become increasingly sought after. Plus, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design is iconic. It's been on billions of pennies, but only a few, like this 1973 penny, are in such remarkable condition that they fetch astronomical prices. So, what are you waiting for? Check those old penny jars, dig through your coin collections, and see if you have a hidden treasure lurking in there. You never know, you might just find a penny that could change your life. And if you're serious about coin collecting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our videos. We're constantly exploring the fascinating world of coins, from the rarest finds to the everyday pieces with surprising value. Thanks for watching, and who knows? Maybe the next time you find a penny, it'll be worth more than just 1 cent. Until next time, happy hunting! Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins and collectibles. Today, we have an incredible story for you about one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin could be worth as much as $62,992. You've heard that right, a penny potentially worth more than $60,000. But how? Let's explore the history, rarity, and current market value of this valuable coin. The Lincoln cent, or penny, has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure on its obverse, front side, which at the time was a huge departure from the earlier coin designs that featured allegorical figures representing liberty. In 1959, the reverse design was changed from the wheat ears to the famous Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparo, which remained until 2008. Then, in 2009, the penny's design changed again to celebrate Lincoln's bicentennial, showing various scenes from his life. Now, let's zoom in on the year in question, 1975. For those who are new to coin collecting, you might wonder, what's the big deal with no mint mark? Well, a mint mark on a coin is a small letter that indicates which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. For example, D stands for the Denver Mint, while S stands for the San Francisco Mint. In the case of the 1975 Lincoln penny, coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint often didn't carry a mint mark at all. So, when you find a 1975 penny with no mint mark, it typically means it was minted in Philadelphia. However, the Philadelphia coins are generally more common, which makes the real question, why would a seemingly ordinary coin be worth over $62,000? The secret to the value of these coins often lies in their condition and rarity. Collectors and grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, assess the quality of a coin on a scale from 1 to 70, with a higher number indicating a near-perfect condition. A coin in mint state, MS, especially those graded MS 67 or higher, is where things start getting exciting. For the 1975 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, most of these coins are worth just face value in circulated condition. However, when you come across one that's been preserved in near-perfect mint state, the value skyrockets. For example, a 1975 Lincoln penny in MS 67 condition has sold for an incredible $62,992 at auction. This is because finding a penny in such pristine condition, with no wear or damage after nearly 50 years, is extremely rare. Only a handful of these high-grade coins exist, which drives up demand among collectors and investors. So, how can you tell if your 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the rare, high-value ones? There are a few key things to look out for. Condition: the coin needs to be in mint state, meaning it has no visible wear from circulation. Coins that have been kept in coin holders or rolls are more likely to be in good condition. Strike quality: the quality of the strike matters. A well-struck penny with sharp details, especially in Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse, can increase its value. Luster, Coins in mint state often retain their original luster, a shiny, reflective surface that hasn't been dulled by handling or time. Grading. Professional grading from companies like PCGS or NGC can dramatically affect the value of your coin. A certified high grade can take your penny from pocket change to thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about the current market. According to recent auction records, the highest price paid for a 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a jaw-dropping $62,992. This price was achieved because the coin was graded MS67+, nearly flawless. As with many collectibles, the demand for high-grade coins continues to rise as collectors seek out the best examples of classic U.S. coinage. Of course, the price can fluctuate depending on the coin market, the number of similar coins available, and the overall demand. But high-grade Lincoln pennies from this era are becoming more and more sought after, making this coin a sound investment for serious collectors. Okay, so you think you might have a valuable 1975 penny. What's the next step? First, it's important to get your coin professionally graded. Grading companies like PCGS or NGC will assess your coin's condition and assign it a grade, which gives potential buyers confidence in its authenticity and quality. After your coin is graded, you can either list it on an auction site like Heritage Auctions or eBay, or reach out to coin dealers who specialize in rare and high-grade coins. Remember, higher-graded coins will attract more attention and fetch higher prices. So, there you have it. The story of the 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why it could be worth a small fortune. If you've got a jar full of pennies lying around, now might be the time to give them a second look. Who knows, you might just find a hidden treasure worth $62,992. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all things coin collecting. And if you've found any valuable coins yourself, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy collecting! Imagine finding a penny, not just any penny, but a penny that could be worth thousands of dollars. It may look like your everyday pocket change, but what if I told you that some 1976 Lincoln cents, with no mint mark, have been fetching nearly $55,000 on the market? Yes, you heard that right. Let's dive into the history, value, and the mystery behind the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. The 1976 Lincoln cent is part of a long and beloved tradition of the United States penny, bearing the profile of the 16th President, Abraham Lincoln. But what makes this particular penny so unique? Why are collectors willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for it? Hashtag old black and white footage of Abraham Lincoln, followed by images of early pennies. Voiceover. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, in honor of the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first U.S. coin to bear the image of a historical figure rather than the allegorical liberty. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, this iconic coin has gone through a few changes over the decades. By 1976, the penny featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse, or front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But in 1976, something intriguing happened that led to certain coins becoming incredibly valuable. The secret lies not in the penny's appearance, but in the lack of something, a mint mark. An animated map of the United States, zooming in on Philadelphia. Voiceover. When you look at most coins, you'll notice a tiny letter indicating where it was minted. For example, D stands for the Denver Mint, and S for the San Francisco Mint. However, if a penny was made at the Philadelphia Mint, it typically doesn't have a mint mark. This was standard practice for many years, and the 1976 Lincoln cent is no exception. But here's the catch. While most 1976 Philadelphia pennies are common, a small number have become legendary in the numismatic world due to their condition, rarity, and unique qualities. The most valuable of these pennies are in pristine condition, graded at the highest levels by coin grading experts. They are the rarest finds among the billions of pennies that were produced that year. Stacks of pennies next to a stack of cash. Voiceover. Now let's get to the big question. How does a penny, a coin that's worth only 1 cent, become worth almost $55,000? The answer lies in a combination of factors: rarity, condition, and demand. A professional coin grading chart appears on screen. Voiceover. One of the most important factors in determining a coin's value is its condition, often measured by a grading scale from 1 to 70. Pennies that have never been circulated, meaning they have no wear or damage, are considered mint state. The highest grade, MS-70, means the coin is in perfect condition, with no visible flaws even under magnification. A 1976 penny in a protective case with the label MS-68. Voiceover. In 2022, a nearly flawless 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny graded MS-68 was sold at auction for an astonishing $54,992. That's because finding such a high-grade coin from 1976 is extremely rare. The vast majority of these pennies show signs of wear from everyday use, but a coin preserved in this condition for nearly 50 years is a true treasure. A person holding a magnifying glass, closely inspecting a penny. Voiceover. So, how can you tell if you've got a valuable 1976 penny in your collection? First, check if there's no mint mark under the date on the front. If it's missing, that's normal for Philadelphia pennies, but that alone doesn't make it rare. A worn penny next to a shiny, uncirculated one. Voiceover. Next, consider the condition of the coin. Is it shiny and smooth, or is it worn and dull? To fetch a high price, your penny needs to be in near-perfect condition, ideally an uncirculated coin that's been preserved in a coin holder or some other protective case. The process of sending a coin to a grading service, including packaging, mailing, and receiving a graded slab back. Voiceover. If you think you have a valuable penny, you might want to send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll evaluate its condition and assign it a grade, which is crucial when selling rare coins at auction. As of today, the highest known sale of a 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny was $54,992. However, the market for rare coins is always shifting. Coins like this one can increase in value over time, especially if demand from collectors grows. The value of coins fluctuates based on several factors, including the state of the economy, collector interest, and the availability of similar coins. If you're thinking of selling, it's worth consulting with a professional numismatist to get the most up-to-date market evaluation. A collage of famous rare coins, such as the 1913 Liberty Head nickel and the 1943 bronze Lincoln penny. Voiceover. While the 1976 no-mint mark penny might not be as famous as some other rare coins, its value is rooted in its combination of rarity and near-perfect condition. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary-looking coins can turn out to be treasures if you know what to look for. Could you have a $55,000 penny? Visual. The penny spinning slowly again, followed by a zoom out to show more coins around it. Voiceover. Who knows, that penny in your pocket, or sitting in an old jar, could be worth a fortune. If you have a 1976 Lincoln penny, especially one with no mint mark, take a closer look. It just might be the next big find in the world of rare coins. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and stories. Hey, what's up, coin collectors and treasure hunters? Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we've got an absolute gem of a story for you. The 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, you heard me right. It's a simple penny, but it's currently valued at a staggering $22,991. So, how did this humble coin become worth more than a car? Let's get into it. Before we dive into the jaw-dropping current market value, let's start with a little background on the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent, or penny, has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909. It was designed by sculptor Victor D. Brenner, and it's the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. But what makes the 1981 Lincoln cent with no mint mark so special? First, let's talk about mint marks. In case you're new to coin collecting, A mint mark is a small letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. For US coins, you'll usually see a D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and occasionally other marks depending on the year and coin. No mint mark at all usually means the coin was minted in Philadelphia, which doesn't add a mint mark to pennies, except for some rare circumstances. So, why is this important? Well, typically a no mint mark Lincoln cent from Philadelphia is common. But the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny is special for its rarity and extremely high grade. That's where this story gets interesting. Pennies in circulation get beaten up, they get scratches, wear, and lose their luster over time. But once in a while, a pristine penny survives. In coin collecting, condition is everything. And when it comes to rare coins like this, even the tiniest details matter. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being an absolutely flawless, uncirculated coin. Most of the 1981 pennies were struck in such large numbers that they were never expected to hold much value, unless you could find one in near-perfect condition. This is where it gets exciting. In 2023, a pristine 1981 Lincoln penny, graded at MS68 red, meaning it's almost perfect, fetched an astonishing $22,991 at auction. That's because collectors are always on the lookout for ultra-high-grade examples of common coins. And because coins like this in near-perfect condition are so rare, their value skyrockets. So why did this particular penny go for so much at auction? Well, it all comes down to supply and demand. Out of the millions and millions of pennies minted in 1981, finding one in such pristine condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. And collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the best examples to add to their collections. As of now, this rare 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny holds a current market value of $22,991, an absolute jaw-dropper for a coin that most people would pass by without a second thought. But keep in mind, this is an exceptional example. Most pennies from 1981 aren't going to be worth much more than face value unless they're in mint condition. Now, if you've got a 1981 Lincoln penny lying around, don't get your hopes up too soon. Most pennies that have been in circulation for decades won't hold much value unless they're in top-notch condition. However, if you've got one that looks like it just rolled out of the mint, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. Here are a few quick tips on how to tell if your penny might be worth sending in for grading. Look for sharp details. The clearer the lines, the better. Check for luster. A shiny, reflective surface is a good sign. Minimal wear. No scratches or signs of heavy handling. Red coloration. This is key for higher grades. Coins that have maintained their original red color are valued more highly than those that have turned brown or dull. If your penny looks promising, you can send it to a professional grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. But remember, grading fees can be expensive, so make sure your coin is in really good shape before sending it off. But wait, there's more. If you love rare pennies, there are other Lincoln cents to keep an eye out for. The famous 1943 copper penny, for instance, can fetch upwards of $100,000. And there are many other varieties with small errors or unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable. Well, there you have it. The incredible story of the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny and how one small, common coin can become worth thousands. So, next time you're going through your change jar, take a closer look. You might just strike gold, or should I say, copper. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest in the world of rare coins and collectibles. Let me know in the comments if you found any rare pennies, or if you're thinking of getting your collection graded. Until next time, keep hunting for treasure. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of pennies, specifically, the 1982 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, one of these pennies recently sold for a jaw-dropping $67,188. That's right, a single penny. But why? How can something as seemingly ordinary as a 1-cent coin be worth that much? If you're interested in coin collecting, learning about valuable coins, Or maybe you've come across a 1982 penny yourself and are wondering if it's worth something. Stick around, because in this video, we'll break down the coin's history, rarity, and value in today's market. By the end, you might even want to rummage through your loose change. Let's get started. Before we get into the specifics of the 1982 D penny, it's important to understand the history of the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin design, featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse front, was the first U.S. coin to bear the image of a real person. The reverse originally showed two wheat stalks, giving rise to the term wheat penny, which ran until 1958. Starting in 1959, the reverse design switched to the Lincoln Memorial, which you're probably more familiar with. Over time, the Lincoln cent has gone through a few more design changes, including some significant modifications to the metal composition. One of the most important years for these changes? 1982, when the mint made a major shift in the material used to make pennies. And that brings us to our star of the show, the 1982 D Lincoln cent. The year 1982 was a pivotal one in the history of the penny. Due to rising production costs, the U.S. Mint decided to change the metal composition of the penny from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a core of zinc with just a thin coating of copper. Why did this happen? By the early 80s, the value of the copper in each penny was becoming more than the actual face value of the coin itself. Crazy, right? So, to cut costs, the mint started producing pennies with a zinc core, which is much cheaper. But here's where it gets interesting. During this transition year, both copper and zinc pennies were produced, making 1982 a year with 7 different varieties of pennies, depending on weight, composition, and mint marks. For collectors, this created a whole world of possibilities, and, as you'll soon see, also a chance for one particular penny to become extraordinarily valuable. What makes the 1982 D penny special? Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1982 D Lincoln penny worth $67,188? First off, let's break down what the D mint mark means. The D indicates that the penny was minted in Denver, as opposed to the P for Philadelphia or S for San Francisco. In 1982, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies, both in the traditional copper alloy and the new zinc composition. However, in recent years, a very rare variety has come to light, the 1982 D small date copper penny. This particular penny wasn't even supposed to exist. Here's what happened: small date versus large date. In 1982, the U.S. Mint used 2 different styles for the date on the penny, a small date and a large date. Most of the copper pennies from Denver were supposed to feature the large date style, but somehow, a small number of small date pennies were minted in copper composition. These small date pennies are particularly rare because they were struck in copper, not zinc. The vast majority of pennies produced in Denver in 1982 with the small date were zinc-based. The result? The 1982 D small date copper penny has become one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in modern U.S. history. Why is it worth so much? So, why is one of these pennies worth over $67,000? As I mentioned, the 1982 D small date copper penny wasn't supposed to exist. Only a handful have been discovered, and that rarity makes it incredibly valuable. Think of it like this: the fewer examples of a coin in circulation, the more valuable each one becomes, especially in the eyes of collectors. The specific penny that sold for $67,188 was in mint condition. It received a grade of MS-65 from the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). The grading scale for coins ranges from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. An MS-65 coin is considered extremely well preserved, with only minor imperfections visible under magnification. Because it's such a unique coin, there is intense demand from collectors. Anytime you have a rare coin in excellent condition, and a small pool of people who want it, the price is going to soar. That's exactly what happened when this penny went up for auction. Now for the exciting part. Could you have one of these pennies in your collection? While it's unlikely, it's definitely worth checking. Here's how to tell if your 1982 penny might be one of these rare, valuable coins. Look for the D mint mark. Your penny must have the D mark below the date, indicating it was minted in Denver. Check the date style. Compare the date on your penny to online images of the small date variety. The digits in the small date version are more delicate and compact compared to the large date. Weigh your penny. A copper penny should weigh 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs only 2.5 grams. You can use a small digital scale to check this. If your penny fits all of these criteria, you could potentially have a very valuable coin. Of course, to be absolutely certain, you'll need to have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. The $67,188 penny was an outlier, sold in pristine condition. However, even 1982 small date copper pennies in lesser grades can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The current market value of these pennies varies depending on their condition, with prices ranging from a few $100s for circulated examples to tens of thousands for uncirculated, high-grade coins. If you think you have a rare penny, it's definitely worth getting it appraised. Who knew that a simple penny could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? The 1982 small date copper penny is one of those incredible stories where a small minting error turned a common coin into a collector's dream. If you enjoyed learning about the 1982 Lincoln penny and its $67,188 sale, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another exciting coin story. Let us know in the comments below, what's the most valuable coin in your collection? Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of numismatic history, the 1983 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark that is currently valued at an astounding $39,281. That's right, a penny worth thousands of dollars. Whether you're a collector or just curious about the change in your pocket, you're going to want to stick around. We'll be talking about the history behind this coin, what makes it so valuable, and how you might just stumble upon one yourself. Before we jump into the big dollars, let's roll back to the early 1980s. The Lincoln cent, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, had been in circulation since 1959. In 1982, something major happened in the world of U.S. pennies. Due to rising copper costs, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition of the penny. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from making pennies that were 95% copper to ones that were copper-coated zinc. This was a big deal. The copper pennies weighed 3.11 grams, while the new copper-plated zinc pennies weighed just 2.5 grams. This change wasn't just about cost savings. It also led to some interesting minting errors in the following years, including 1983. Now, let's fast forward to 1983 and take a look at the 1983 Lincoln cent in particular. If you're unfamiliar with the terminology, the D on this penny stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was produced. What makes this penny stand out from the rest? A seemingly ordinary coin with extraordinary value? Most 1983 pennies, like all post-1982 cents, were minted using the copper-coated zinc composition. But here's where it gets interesting. A few of these pennies were struck on copper planchets, the leftover copper planchets from the pre-1982 batch. A penny struck on a copper planchet in 1983 is a rare error, and when combined with the D mint mark, this error turns into something incredibly valuable. Okay, so you're probably wondering how to tell if that 1983 D penny in your jar is the rare copper one. It's actually not too hard. First, you'll need to weigh your penny. The copper pennies from 1982 and earlier weigh about 3.11 grams, while the copper-coated zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. If your 1983 D penny weighs 3.11 grams, congratulations, you could be holding a rare copper penny worth thousands. But if it weighs 2.5 grams, it's just a regular penny. This simple weight test can make all the difference. Let's talk about value. The 1983 D copper penny is incredibly valuable for one primary reason: scarcity. This minting error, where a copper planchet was used instead of zinc, resulted in only a very small number of these pennies ever being made. When rarity meets demand, prices skyrocket. Collectors are always on the hunt for error coins like this because they're unique. It's not just any penny, it's a penny with a story, a historical error that sets it apart from the billions of other pennies in circulation. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the jaw-dropping value of $39,281. That's right, in 2023, a 1983 D copper penny was sold at auction for that incredible amount. This coin was in mint condition, graded highly by professionals. Grading is a key factor in determining the price of coins. Higher grades can significantly boost the value. We're talking about coins that have never circulated, with perfect or near-perfect surfaces. But even lower-graded 1983 D copper pennies can fetch thousands of dollars. So if you find one, it's time to get it professionally appraised. Okay, you've done the weight test, and you think you've got a 1983 D copper penny. What next? Here's a step-by-step guide on what you should do. Get your coin authenticated, take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's a real copper penny. Determine the grade. The condition of your penny will greatly impact its value. Professional grading services will give your coin a grade from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint state. Find the right buyer. Once you know your coin's value, you can either auction it off through a professional auction house, sell it to a collector, or list it on a platform like eBay. Be sure to work with trusted buyers. Chapter 7. Could you find a $39,000 penny? Host on camera, holding a penny jar. So, could you find one of these rare pennies? Well, it's unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the 1983 D copper pennies have been found in circulation, tucked away in old collections, or even hiding in your piggy bank. And who knows, maybe that penny you just got back as change at the store is actually worth thousands. Remember, even if you don't find one, it's always worth checking your pocket change and keeping an eye out for other valuable coins. You never know what hidden treasure you might come across. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new about the 1983 D penny, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more coin collecting tips, history, and other fascinating finds. Have you ever found a rare penny or coin? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about rare and valuable coins, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins out there, the 1984 D Lincoln cent. Yeah, that's right. A 1-cent coin that could potentially be worth a whopping $49,000 in today's market. Before we get into why this particular penny is fetching such high prices, let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation for over a century now, first minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over time, certain pennies have gained incredible value due to their rarity, errors, or unique minting qualities. And the 1984 D Lincoln cent is one of them. So, let's talk a bit about the 1984 D mint mark. The D stands for Denver, as this penny was minted at the Denver Mint. In 1984, millions of pennies were produced at both the Denver and Philadelphia mints. But not all pennies are created equal. You see, errors can happen during the minting process, and that's where things get interesting. Errors are a big deal in coin collecting. Coins with mistakes can often be worth much more than their original face value. And that's exactly what makes the 1984 D penny so special. The most notable feature of the 1984 D Lincoln penny is what's known as a doubling error. Doubling occurs when the die that strikes the coin shifts slightly, creating a doubled image on certain parts of the coin. On the 1984 D penny, the doubling is often most visible on Lincoln's ear, lettering, and even parts of his face. This error is known as a doubled die, and it's the main reason why these pennies are so sought after by collectors. So why does this penny fetch such a high price? Well, first, rarity. Coins with clear doubling errors are hard to come by. Many 1984D pennies were minted, but only a small percentage had this mistake. Second, condition. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. The highest value is for pennies that are in near perfect condition, what collectors call mint state. A 1984D penny with the doubling error in mint state could be worth up to $49,000 or more, depending on the market and demand. Now I know what you're thinking, is this penny really worth $49,000 right now? Let's talk about the current market. In recent years, some 1984D pennies with the double die error have sold for impressive amounts at auctions. Prices can range anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on the coin's grade and how pronounced the error is. As of today, some 1984D pennies in near-perfect mint state condition have fetched prices close to $49,000. That's right. This humble penny could potentially be worth more than your car. So, how can you tell if your 1984D penny is one of the rare, valuable ones? You'll want to look for that doubling error, especially around Lincoln's ear. If you see a clear doubling, you might just have a valuable penny on your hands. Also, it's crucial to have your coin graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll assign it a grade and verify the error, which could significantly impact its value. Higher grades, like mint state 65 or 66, are what bring in those eye-popping prices. While the 1984D is one of the most famous pennies right now, it's not the only one that could make you rich. Other pennies with mint errors or rare features, like the 1955 double die or the 1943 steel penny, are also worth checking out. So, there you have it. The 1984D Lincoln penny could potentially be worth a life-changing amount of money, especially if it's got that rare doubling error and is in excellent condition. If you've got a jar of pennies sitting around, it might be time to take a closer look. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins or hidden treasures, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. And hey, who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to find a penny worth thousands. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American history, the 1989D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Not only is this coin a staple of pocket change, but it also has a story that could make it worth a staggering $54,001. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about what makes certain coins valuable, stick around as we explore its history, rarity, and how you might just find one of these hidden treasures. The Lincoln penny was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of his birth. By the late 1980s, the U.S. Mint was producing a significant number of pennies. In 1989, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints struck Lincoln cents. The Denver mint marked coins with a D, while those from Philadelphia did not carry any mint mark. However, it's the 1989D that has piqued the interest of collectors and investors alike. So, what makes the 1989D penny so special? For starters, most of the 1989D pennies that were produced are not particularly rare. The total mintage for that year was over 4.5 billion coins. However, certain features can significantly affect its value. First, the condition of the coin is crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect specimen. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1989D penny in uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more than one that has seen heavy wear and tear. Additionally, error coins, such as those with misprints or unusual characteristics, can skyrocket in value. For example, a 1989D penny with a double die or other minting errors may attract serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now let's talk numbers. As of today, the current market value for a well-preserved 1989D Lincoln penny is approximately $54,001. That's right, $54,001. This value reflects both collector demand and the rarity of high-grade examples. To put this into perspective, many people may overlook the coins in their pockets or jars, unaware that they could be sitting on a gold mine. Coin collectors and investors are always on the lookout for such high-value coins, and this particular penny has gained significant attention in recent years. So, how can you identify whether you have a valuable 1989 D penny? Here are a few tips. Check the mint mark. Look for the D on the obverse side of the coin, just below Lincoln's shoulder. Examine the condition. Assess the coin for any wear, scratches, or discoloration. High-grade coins should have a shiny appearance with clear details. Look for errors. Investigate the coin for any minting errors, such as doubling or off-center strikes. If you believe you have a valuable coin, consider getting it appraised by a professional or sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for official grading. This can significantly